Hello, students. Please put your cameras on. Everybody. Am I audible first? Please confirm me. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then put your cameras on, students. Gagana, Hansini, Nayanika, Sahiti. Priyambada, I think she left. She joined. Okay, so we are discussing about the cropping patterns in the last class, right? So among 3 cropping patterns, we have discussed 2 of them. What are those 2, students? What are the 2 cropping patterns we discussed? What is the first one? Please answer.
Mixed cropping and intercropping.
Yeah, mixed cropping and intercropping we have discussed. What happened to you, Nainika? Still your camera is off? Okay, multiple cropping and mixed cropping. So we have seen what are the difference in them.
Sorry, ma'am, I wasn't able to do it. Ma'am, are you the new science teacher now, or is Shelly ma'am going to come back?
No idea, students.
Okay. Ma'am, actually, I was not present for the other classes. Did you just start taking classes from today, or you've been taking classes?
No, from past 1 week I'm taking the classes.
Okay.
Okay. Why? Any issue?
No, not that, ma'am. Actually, I was absent all of last week, so
Yeah.
suddenly the teacher changed. I did not notice.
Okay. So 2 types of cropping patterns we have seen, mixed cropping and intercropping. And the differences, what type of
Ma'am, what was the second cropping?
mixed cropping and intercropping.
Intercropping. Okay.
Yeah,
Ma'am, is
so
this
we have
social?
seen, yeah,
What subject does this come under, ma'am? Science only?
yes.
Okay.
So you're not getting any group updates regarding the nodes and everything? Those are not posted in the group?
I'm seeing, ma'am. Just a minute. I was actually not checking the group because we did not have math classes throughout the whole week. So we only had like one science class or something. So I went out that day. So I didn't join.
No, like last week, I think we have like 3 to 4 classes of science.
3 to 4, ma'am.
Yeah, I've started this chapter.
Oh, you had biology classes, ma'am. You took biology classes
Yeah.
also. Okay, ma'am. I actually did not join those classes. I'm checking it.
Okay.
Just give me a minute, ma'am.
So mixed cropping and intercropping. The third method is crop rotation method.
Okay, ma'am. This chapter, rainwater harvesting, all of this chapter.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
ma'am. I had already
student,
discussed the chapter, so it's okay.
yeah. So the next one is crop rotation. So what is crop rotation? Like this is most common method which is seen in the crop fields. So what farmers follow is first they select certain crops, they sow it, they harvest it. After harvesting, they will again go for the next crop. So per a year they go for like 2 crops or 3 crops or 4 crops, like for every 6 months or every 4 months. What happens? Hansini, Gagana again. You both of you? I cannot see you guys.
Ma'am, my camera is not working. I turned it off. That's my camera is off. That's why.
What about you, Hansini? Okay, so this is the most common which we can see. Like first we follow a particular crop pattern and we grow them. After that, we harvest the crop and then you start a new crop. So after that again harvesting and then again new crop. So you will follow like certain like tenure like twice a year, thrice a year, or 4 times a year. So you'll maintain gap between the crops. So this type of method is called as crop rotation method. Okay. So what is crop rotation? It is the practice of growing different crops on a piece of land in a pre-planned succession. So you can write it is the practice of growing different crops on a piece of land. Okay. And how do you grow? Like first you select a crop, you grow them, you harvest them, and you go for the second crop. So one crop is grown on a field, and after its harvest, a second crop is grown on the same field. You understand what is crop rotation? Like for example, you you chose you decided to grow like rice crop. Okay, so you did it like you harvested it. After harvesting, again the land is empty. Now you go for the second crop. Like you can go for the corn crop this time. So like that you can follow. Okay, clear with crop rotation method.
Yes, ma'am.
So what kind of crop you have to select, it depends totally on the atmosphere, like how the climate is, how the environment is supporting you, how based on the irrigation facilities, based on the moisture, based on the rains, you can select the crops.
Ma'am, I'll just stop my video in a minute.
Sorry.
I'll just stop my video in a minute.
Okay. Okay, so done with writing. Let me know once you're done. Please write down.
Done.
Okay, let's see what are the advantages of this method. So advantages of this method are like it improves the fertility of the soil. That is the first benefit. It improves the fertility of the soil. Okay. Next, it minimizes pest infestation and diseases. So as you are growing crops like separately, after one, you are choosing the other crop. So spreading of diseases is very minimum in this type of crop rotation. It minimizes pest infestation and diseases. Okay. Next, it prevents the change in chemical nature of the soil. It prevents the change in chemical nature of the soil. So if you're doing this properly, in a year, you can grow like 2 or 3 crops. Okay, if you're following a particular pattern, so you can you can grow like 2 or 3 crops in a year, and you can get a good harvest also. Okay, if done properly, 2 or 3 crops, 2 or 3 crops can be grown in a year with good harvest. So these are the benefits of crop rotation. So what are the benefits? So first is it is increasing the fertility of the soil. Okay, it is minimizing the chance of disease spreading capacity, and it is preventing the chemical that is change in the chemical nature of the soil. And if this particular process is done properly, so you can go for 2 or 3 crops per year with a good harvest. Clear with the concepts? Clear with all the points, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please make a note. Yeah. Done, students? Okay. So till now, what we discussed type of crops, irrigation methods, and then the patterns in growing the crops. So these are certain. So when you are growing, what are the problems you face while you growing? Like you can face like diseases of plants. Okay, you can have problems with the growing like diseases. The plants may get disease, or insects or the certain animals are harming the crops. Okay, and weeds can also harm. So what are the protection methods which we are following while growing the crops? So let's learn the protection methods. So next is crop protection management. So what is crop protection management? It is like strategy which involves protection of crops from different conditions, like it may be insects, weeds, pests, etc. So what is crop protection management? It is a strategy which involves control of control measures of insects, pests, weeds, diseases, etc. Okay, so we control all these by following crop protection methods. So in them, so what is the first method we are going to, like what is the first one, which is weed. So how to minimize weeds effect on the growing plants. So first thing, what are weeds? First, let's learn what are weeds. In Telugu, we say like kalpu mokkalu. Okay, so these are like certain unwanted plants which grow along with the healthy plants. So what these unwanted plants do is, so they will abstract the nutrients from the soil and whatever the nutrients which are needed by the healthy plant, those are taken by these weeds and they start growing healthy. So because of this, the crop may get doesn't get like enough nutrients, so proper growth of plant and is not like there is no proper growth in the plant and you don't get a good harvest from the crop. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to remove the weeds. First, write the definition. What are weeds? So weeds are unwanted crops. These are unwanted plants found in cultivated field. Okay, so what these weeds do, they usually compete with the normal plants for space, for nutrients, for light, etc. So they usually compete with the crops for food, space, and light. Okay, and these takes the nutrients from the soil and they reduce the growth of the crop. So they take up nutrients and reduce the growth of the crop. Okay, so what are weeds? Weeds are unwanted plants which are found in the cultivated fields. So they usually compete with the normal plants for space and okay, and they take up nutrients and reduce the growth of the normal plants. Clear? So what we have to do? So we have to remove these weeds in the early stages itself. So what methods we are going to follow that we discuss. First, write down these 3 points. Done. Everybody done? Hansini, done or you're writing still?
Done, ma'am.
Okay. So what we have to do, therefore they should be removed in the early stages. Therefore, they must be removed during early stages of crop growth. Why we have to remove? To maintain the healthy growth of the plants for the crop, and in order to get good harvest, they have to be removed. In order to obtain good harvest. So in order to obtain good harvest, what we are doing? We are removing the weeds in the early stages itself, before the plant starts grow. So what are the weeds you can find in the field? So one is xanthium, which is called as gokru. Next, Parthenium, which is gajar grass. Amaranthus, wild oats, etc. So these are considered as weed plants. Done, students?
Yes, sir.
So what are the methods which we have to follow to remove the weeds? One is a mechanical method where you check the presence of weeds and you uproot the weed from the soil. So you use your hands to remove it from the soil. That is the mechanical method we follow. So next method is the preventive method. So initially, whenever you are sowing the seeds, at the time only you have to prepare the seed bed. Okay, you have to follow like particular cropping patterns, particular trends you need to follow so that they are not grown in future. So you need to take preventive methods from the beginning itself. And you can use chemicals also. So chemicals which are used to kill weeds are called as weedicides. So these are the chemicals which we can use.
Are they also called herbicides?
Yeah. Okay. So what are the methods we need to follow? So methods to control weeds. So first method is mechanical method. So what we do in mechanical method, we uproot the weed, like uprooting weeds. Uprooting weeds. Second method is preventive method. Preventive methods. So preventive methods includes proper seed bed preparation, timely sowing of the crops, okay, following cropping patterns like intercropping and crop rotation. So these can help to prevent the weeds. So proper seed bed preparation, proper seed bed preparation, timely sowing of crops, intercropping and cropping rotation. So these we follow to prevent weeds. So next method is chemical method, where we use chemicals. So chemicals like weedicides, use of weedicides. So these are the methods we follow to control weeds. Please make a note. Done, students? Clear with weeds? Weed concept is clear. So next, the second one, we can discuss is insects, how insects are affecting. Okay, so there are many insects which affects the growth of the plant. So they eat the plant, they abstract the nutrients of the plant, they abstract the cell sap from the plant. So they are like you could have seen many of the plant leaves or stems with the holes. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, those are nothing but which are eaten by insects. Okay, like example, you can see one of the picture. This is the insect locust. So how it is eating. Then one more you can, I'm adding one more, which are aphids. So aphids, what they do is they take up the cell sap from the various parts of the plant. So this is aphid. So how aphid is affecting, and this is the insect locust. So these are like some examples, just two I have added. So we can discuss. So what is the role, why insect pests are very harmful? Because insect pest you can mention. So they gives like negative effect on the growth of the plant. Okay. So let's write about the insect pest. So these are destructive organisms. That reduce the yield by affecting the plant. By affecting the plants. So what are insect pests? So these are the destructive organisms which are affecting the plant. So they can affect either root, stem, leaf, even entire plant can be affected by these insects. Okay, first one is about the locust. So what locust can do? They simply, you can see how they are cutting. They simply cut the root, stem, and leaf. Okay, so we can discuss locust. Cut the stem, root, and leaf. Whereas when you take aphids, they just suck the cell sap from various parts of the plant. Okay, you can see these are like small insects. So they are sucking the cell sap. So aphids suck the cell sap from various parts of plant. So these are the few insect pests we can discuss. So how can we control? So how can we control? Like you can spray like the pesticides you can spray to control these insect pests. Okay, and you can also follow like summer plowing method. So what is this method? Is the fields are plowed deep during the summers to destroy the weeds and the pest. So these are like certain measures which we can follow to control insect pest. So first write down this, then we can write down the measures to control them.
Done.
Everybody done? Gagana is still writing, it seems.
Done.
Sahiti done?
Yes, no.
Okay. Okay. So what are the measures we can follow? Control measures. Control measures. So what are the control measures which we can follow here? So we can use the resistant varieties. So you can grow the crops which are resistant to the insect pest. Okay, by the use of by the use of resistant varieties. Next, you can follow summer plowing method. So what is summer plowing? So summer plowing means in the summer, the fields are deeply plowed. Okay. Why they are plowed? To destroy the insects and weeds. So you can write, what is summer plowing? Fields plow deep during summers to destroy weeds and pests. So these are the control measures we can follow. Next is like diseases are there, which we can discuss in the next class about the diseases of the plants, how to control the diseases and what are the methods we follow to control them, and what kind of diseases are usually spread to the plants. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's discuss again. So we have started with the third cropping pattern method, which is crop rotation method. In this method, we are growing different crops in the same piece of land, but we are following a trend like we are growing a crop and you are harvesting them, and then you're moving on to the second crop for the harvesting purpose. Okay, so what are the advantages of this method? So the advantages includes it improves the fertility of the soil, it minimizes the insect based infestation and diseases. Okay, it prevents the chemical nature of the soil, and if it is done properly, so you can get good benefit from it, like 2 or 3 crops can be grown in a year with a good harvest. So these are the advantages of crop rotation method. Okay, then we have discussed about the crop protection management, how the crops are being protected, okay, during the cultivation process. First is crops are protected from the weeds. So what are weeds? Weeds are nothing but the unwanted plants which are found in the cultivated field. Okay, so what they do is they compete with the normal healthy plants for food, shelter, and um, light. Okay, and they take up the nutrients. Because of that, the healthy plant, the normal plants, they don't get enough nutrients if weeds are taking up the enough nutrients. So therefore, they must be removed. Okay, in the early stages itself. So what kind of weeds we can find in the crop, in the cultivation land? So xanthium, parthenium, amaranthus, wild oats, etc. These are like certain weeds. So what are the measures we follow to control these weeds? So one is we can simply do a mechanical method where you uproot the weeds. Second method is preventive method. When you are sowing the crop, then only you have to make a proper preparation of the seed bed, and intercropping and crop rotation methods need to be followed. And then you need to follow some 10 chemical methods, like where you can use weedicides to kill the weeds. So next is protection from the insect pest. So what are insect pests? These are like destructive organisms which are affecting the plants. So you could have seen the images how these are affecting. Okay, so how we are going to control them? So we can use either disease resistant varieties, so which are resistant to the diseases, and then you can follow a summer plowing method where the fields are plowed in the summer deeply to destroy the weeds and the pest. Clear with the concept, students, which we discussed today? Let me know if you have any questions so that we can end the session today.
No, ma'am, no doubts.
Okay, then. See you in the next class, guys.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.